She woke up at noon with her tail in a twist. Chat was yelling, "Girl, you exist." 7 empty cans and a ramen shrine. She said, "Okay, maybe outside is fine." Her fox ears twitched at the front door light like it was a boss fight, level 99. She put on shoes for the very first time and asked her mods, "Is sunlight a crime?" She packed 3 snacks and a backup screen, a gamer chair, pillow for emotional needs. Her neighbors waved and she waved back weird, then whispered, "NPCs are real out here." She's gonna touch grass, log off at last. No raids, no gotcha, no keyboard smash. She's gonna touch grass, try not to crash. A fox girl loose in the world so vast. Chat said, "X to doubt," and she said, "Alas, I'm going outside to touch some grass." She saw a bee and declared it sus. Tried to report it, but there was no discuss. A dog walked by and she bowed with class, then stepped on a leaf and yelled, "New patch." She found the lawn and approached with care, like treasure was hidden somewhere in there. One tiny poke with her fingertip, then she screamed, "It's got texture. I'm out. I quit." But then the breeze did a little dance and sunlight sparkled on her pajama pants. She sniffed a flower, sneezed real fast, and accidentally face planted into the grass. She's gonna touch grass, log off at last. No raids, no gotcha, no keyboard smash. She's gonna touch grass, try not to crash. A fox girl loose in the world so vast. Chat said, "X to doubt," and she said, "Alas, I'm going outside to touch some grass." Her tail got pollen, her shoes got mud. She named one rock Sir Pebble the Good. She missed her dusk, but she had to admit the outside world had pretty good graphics. She finally touched grass, survived the blast, unlocked fresh air and a vitamin stash. She finally touched grass, made one squirrel laugh, then ran back home for a victory bath. Chat spammed hearts as she raised her glass. Same time next year, I'll touch more grass.
Hello everyone, you guys ready for the Fussy model? I don't think you're ready for this. Here we go. Hello. Whatsies? Hi Riley, hi Grim, hi Roach. Welcome in, guys. We're gonna go straight into it. Whatsies? Footsie. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Where we left off yesterday, we were watching Lolcow Bus. This is only the 2nd episode that they did this, and they were talking to Piggy, which is one of the main people that have been making videos expressing her discontent with Stefan of Pearadise. So let's keep going.
I truly believe, in my opinion, that he is a narcissist. And when you are a narcissist, there's nothing you think you can't get yourself out of. You can spin that tail. You can get everyone to see what you want them to see. And that's why he'll say things like, "I've never been able to tell my story." He's had like 4 different tell-all lives.
Oh
Why did
yeah,
he even...
we have to restart the counter. Taking a late lunch, so I'm in and out, but YouTube is better than Twitch because it pauses. Very true. Very true. Let me start up the counter. We have 1 hour and 42 minutes left, which might not bring us to the end of the 2-hour mark. We'll see. Maybe we'll get some contributions today to keep it going for tomorrow as well. Let me start it up. Resume. Ta-da! Here we go.
Even go to. He just ran
Let's see how far we can get within the time that we have.
and privated his account for a few months. But what happens is when he does his tell-all, which I hope will happen in the documentary, he basically tells the story that paints our picture correctly, and then people get upset and go, whoa, 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 you lied to me. That's not what you said. He goes, no, you're misunderstanding the facts. It never went in front of a judge. I didn't get my day in court. And you're like, you just didn't like what the judge said.
Yeah.
In your opinion, let's say he takes accountability, all right? One by one, starts owning, look, I have messed up. This is legitimate criticism. You know, I did make people feel uncomfortable. Could he ever, in your eyes, be redeemed?
Oh, 100%. I think anyone who takes not only accountability, but then takes the action to change your behavior and show that your behavior has
I'm glad that she's presenting herself as being a much more flexible character than he is, right? Because that definitely gives her a lot more points.
changed over a course of time. Not doing, like, he likes his thing where he'll, oh, sorry.
That was a very important moment right now because you've been painted as someone that's just out to get him, out to get him, out to get him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, I've heard potential R-word allegations. Is that true? Are there R-word allegations?
In my heart of heart, I do believe there are two different situations that would consist of that.
Can you?
And that's the two I know.
Can you, like, what was the situation? Were the people intoxicated?
If she truly believes that he R-worded someone, would that still make him redeemable in her eyes? Because that's an extra step, right?
Yes, I do believe that the reason there's a lot of alcohol that flows at these parties, not only because it's a party, we're adults, we should be able to have fun. But I have seen a trend from women who have spoken up that he likes to push when people are too intoxicated. And he likes to then, you know, be like, oh, well, we both enjoyed it. You know, we both, and it's a situation again where he really likes to be in that muddy area. It's like he thrives there. And if someone is constantly mucking around, you just have to think, why? Why do you have to constantly live in this gray area that you get to be like, oh, I didn't know, or oops, my bad. And it's like he almost puts in a place where he doesn't have to take accountability.
Is there an upcoming Pearadise event that you know of?
I don't, because the last time I got involved with the Pearadise stuff, we had actually shut down all the events from my knowledge.
Okay, so he doesn't do events anymore?
Not at the house that I'm aware of. He might maybe sneaks it in, but from my understanding, we worked with the HOA basically got aware of what he was doing at the house with some shady stuff, and they sent him a really angry letter saying, if you do anything again, and this is stuff he said on his live, this is how I found out, that they would basically, and he was talking about moving and stuff like that. But he was basically hosting one of the things he likes to do is he invites women to his house. He picks them up from the airport. They don't have transportation. They stay at this house, and he used to bring different people to do nails or do tattoos without licensing at his house.
Oh.
And so
liability.
Yeah, but you can control the narrative if they never leave your house and talk to anyone else that's outside your circle.
Would you be interested if we could set this up and doing a debate with him?
Oh, he runs every time. He runs every time. He will not talk to me.
That's not the Stefan I know. We just saw him last night.
Yeah, they're actually going to manage to have them in the same panel. So we get to see that.
He seemed like such a nice fellow.
Yeah, like he was willing to take on any questions, any criticism, you know, and he was so open and willing to answer.
No, he'll do it. He'll do it. I will literally, it'll just be me, you, him, and I'll just field the conversation, moderate just to make sure it's
Hey, Lolcow.
done.
Hey,
Oh,
that was quick.
That was just him.
Stefan, you were just here.
Do you think he meant to?
I knew he'd be watching.
Stefan,
Come back.
I'll message him right now.
Thank you, Tech. We appreciate you.
I was honestly surprised that he was willing to come up yesterday, like spur of the moment, like just hopped up here.
yeah, I did not think that would happen, but I guess Keemstar has more pull than I thought.
Like, do you guys want me to come on or not?
That'd be nice.
Yes, Stefan, go ahead. If you could just turn on your camera real quick.
I'm really curious to see like her posture, like her attitude now that he's on panel. Because apparently these two have never spoken to each other directly.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like go back to the very beginning, like we were talking with Peggy.
Peggy. He was about to call her Peggy. Peggy.
She brought up this criticism that you're not advertising your events in the past the correct way, right? You're advertising it as family friendly, but really it's the BBW orgy.
I advertised it as body positivity, which was the original intent. We've had people here, we've had barbecues, we had game nights, we had all sorts of stuff. And the people that ended up coming over the years, they turn it into something. You put 20 adults in a space. You advertise it at whatever the fuck you want. You put 20 adults in a space. Some people are gonna click, some people are gonna hate each other. It always happens. Like, this thing is organic. I never planned this. This wasn't a business or anything. This was literally just, it all fell on my lap. I started doing this. I had no direction. I opened the Discord really quick. I need to clarify something. I opened the Discord. I had no idea about Discord. I opened the Discord. I immediately got overrun by hate, racism, intentional trolls. We had to shut it down immediately.
We'll get to that. I just want to stay at one point at a time. All right. So what you're saying is, look, it was family friendly. It was body positivity, but alcohol, adults, some people got a little freaky.
I hardly ever drink. One thing I've never ever done is pushed alcohol or any substance on anybody. But yes, you have adults. You have adults in a space. People are going to bring alcohol. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Peggy.
I just want to make 2 points. The first point being, do you see how he didn't take any credibility? He said, oh, people just came to my house and turned it into whatever they want to turn it into. It's your house.
Hey, Tenzo.
I think if you host a party, you have some say of what happens. And if someone is getting really where they're taking their clothes off and that's not the vibe, we should shut that down to protect the rest of the 19 people. The other thing I wanted to point out is, what was the first picture you ever put in your Discord?
Real quick, before we get into that, we'll go to that in a second. Is it possible that some people at the party, all right, were off-put by others getting extremely sexual?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. I agree. It happened multiple times, and multiple times we had discussions about consent and and when I say consent, I mean group consent. When people wanted to go in the pool naked, stop everything right here, ask everybody involved, everybody around, say, is this cool with everybody? Is everybody down, or does anybody have a problem with it? And only when everybody was on the same page, at 2 a.m. or whatever, when the lights turned off, some people, turned the party a different way. But there was multiple times that we made it.
You're saying that you went above and beyond to make sure people felt comfortable.
Yes, but obviously, sometimes shit slips through the cracks. We've had situations.
Right.
Of course. I'm not everywhere. I'm not a ghost that can be in every room at every time.
I mean, Keemstar should know about this because he has now planned 2 fat camps and it's never gone exactly as planned, right? There's always people going rogue or doing things that he doesn't want them to do, or there's controversy with these people getting drunk or those people getting drunk. It has happened to him as well. And I'm not sure if he has a lot of experience doing events, but I feel like he does it a lot. He hosts them at his house and stuff like that. So he should know that these things do happen.
We had to kick people out. At some parties, we had to have security. And yes, there were incidents. People had to be pulled to the side and talked to in a stern way. And guys and women had to be literally escorted off out of the house and say, go out.
Can you give us some examples real quick of you removing a guest because they did something over the top sexual that was not okay?
Somebody did touch people inappropriately in the pool, and they got literally security person walked up to them and said, hey, this is not okay. You got to pack up. You're leaving right now.
All right. Thank you. Piggy, do you have a rebuttal?
I do. Why has it happened multiple times? If it's happened the first time, I don't understand why we didn't put stuff in order to protect. Also, if you want to have an adult party, why can't you have 2 separate parties? One that is for plus-size people to enjoy their self, and one that's adult only. I don't understand why we have to have a 2 p.m. light switch situation to interchange these parties, because what a lot of women had said, they didn't know that was coming. They did not know that at 2 a.m. the lights would switch and people's clothes would come off.
Can I just add to that? Why not just have why not advertise the BBW orgy? All right. Why not just do that? And then the family friendly party separate. You could do 2 different parties.
I mean, I agree. Now it's 2026. For years, it's changed. We're talking about a house that I haven't lived in 5 years, right? We're talking about the distant past. All the shit about I was earlier, I saw this and I was my messages got blown the fuck up and saying oh my God, all the accusations of grooming. Complete bullshit. Not a single time have I ever sat there and waited for somebody to turn 18. Yes, there was incidents on the Discord. I shut it down, locked everybody out, made a verification process. Okay, 18 plus only.
1 second, because we got to handle this one at a time. All right.
Yes.
So he is saying there has never been an instance where he waited until a girl turned 18 to then start talking to her.
that would be language that would be intentionally trying to make me look bad. What has happened is somebody contacted me after the Discord was shut down to 18 plus. They contacted me and they said, oh, I'm not 18 yet. I'm 17. Then I said, okay, you can come back when you're 18. When's your birthday? They tell me, whatever. My birthday is February 2nd of 2021 or whatever. And I said, okay, please come back on your 18th birthday. We'll throw you a virtual birthday party.
Okay. Did you remind the person on their
No.
18th birthday that
No.
they can come?
Never. They sometimes these people came back, sometimes they didn't.
Okay, Peggy, do you have a
Okay.
rebuttal to that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure there's some videos I have to go back. I mean, this is a long time going. That women have talked about in my comments, and that he's also done himself about the 18 plus. Oh, you're not old enough to be in the Discord. Come back when you're 18. Women saying that he has friended them as soon as they turned 18. So I've seen a lot of different stuff like
Women saying that he's friended them as soon as they were 18. I'm sorry, but you're going to need more than that to prove your point. Because if he actually told people, if he's actively telling people, come back when you're 18, there's nothing wrong with that. There is something wrong with him putting that in a calendar somewhere and reaching out when they're 18 on purpose to get them on the Discord. And that's what he's saying he's not doing. And there needs to be proof of him doing that, or messages from several women saying that, oh, I've been contacted on my birthday or a day after or a week after, whatever it may be, because he said I could join the Discord now that I'm 18.
that. And I'm on this one, I'm going to believe the women. It might not be the most hardest evidence I have
You could believe the women, but there actually has to be evidence of that.
against him, but that's just something I've noticed throughout the years.
Have you ever had this moment where you were talking to someone who was under the age of 18, then they turn 18, and then you add them and then welcome them to the Discord?
Yes, but the active part on my end is missing. I've had people that came in, I told them, sorry, you can't yet. Come back on your birthday. And they came back on their own and verified on or after their birthday at any point in time. I never chased anybody. I never
Right.
tracked anybody. And I also find it super upsetting that there are still lies being circulated that I met a very, very close friend of mine before she turned 18. And they keep perpetuating this bullshit about, like, you know, me meeting this friend before she was 18, when it is physically and technically impossible, because her birthday was before I even sent, or before I posted my very first TikTok. It's kind of like there's always this push of a narrative with this negative side effect. Just come for the facts. Let's keep it dry facts. Completely boring dry facts.
Okay. All right. So you're saying this grooming allegation, talking to someone when they're 17, waiting till they're 18, and then developing a friendship or relationship with them has never happened. Go ahead, Peg.
I just want to pinpoint, I like specifically that you say before you have your TikTok, but there's other social media platforms that you could have been talking to them on.
Okay.
You were on feeder sites, you were on Instagram, you were on dating sites. You were in the Bash community.
Hey, Kat. Yeah, it's my footsie model. We unlocked it yesterday, so I get to reveal it today.
There are a lot of different other venues that you have used throughout the years to talk to women. I do not think it's fair, if we're talking just facts, to start this when you started your TikTok.
Wait, the allegation is that this particular person I supposedly met before she was 18, I met her on TikTok. It is physically and technically impossible to meet somebody on TikTok before you make your first TikTok.
Go ahead, Peggy.
I just want to clarify that this specific one he's talking about, I have never alleged to him. This is a speculation that people have been going around because of the other text messages that we have that has proven this behavior of his.
Okay, we're at
Okay, then focus on the ones that you have information about.
an impasse. It doesn't seem like we have hard evidence to hold him to the grooming thing.
Right. And that's fine. Sometimes you can literally just sit down and agree to disagree. It's like in a political or like a religious debate. It's fine.
Yeah.
Minus the fact that he did admit he was talking to a 16-year-old and calling her beautiful by hyping her up. And we do have the text messages of him talking to another one who was under 18 about her hips. So, I mean, there is evidence, just not on this particular situation.
Okay, fine. Please respond to that. You know, you're being accused of talking to two people that are under 18 and calling them beautiful. Go ahead.
There's absolutely no problem, because those people came to me and they basically just chatted with me. One of them was about like getting her on the Discord. And I vaguely remember, because all of this we're talking about right now is distant past. That is from September or October of 2020.
Okay.
And the Discord got completely locked down to 18 plus only, like hard lockdown. We literally like booted everybody out under 18. And I had made a decision with my mod team at the time to just like, under 18 is just completely out. No more talking, nothing. So I had changed my behaviors before any of this even came out, like, because I realized myself, like, you know, I shouldn't be talking to people under 18 at all, not even hyping them up, not even saying like, you know, or like the content is cool or whatever. The problem is that the chats that are being talked about, we're talking about snippets. If you look at the entire chat start to finish, which I still have, the context is different. So
Do you recognize that if an adult male in their 40s, all right, telling a 16-year-old
somebody under 18, I agree.
Under 18 that they're beautiful, just say, "Oh, you're beautiful," right? It may have been innocent, but I'm not going to see it as innocent. No one online is going to see it as innocent. They're going to look at you like a creep. You do understand that, right?
Yeah, and that's why I changed it before November of 2020. Like, we're talking about like something, I got dumped into this like head first into cold water. I had no idea what was happening. But the Discord, people coming to me and all of a sudden saying, "Oh my God, Stefan, like I love your content. Like, you gave me the confidence to make a TikTok in a bikini in a bathing suit in a lake." And I was like, "Girl, like, I'm happy for you. This is awesome." And then learned very quickly and changed my behaviors. And I agree, like, I've never been sitting here saying like, "Oh, it was okay." I've only been defending myself against the false narrative and the additional.
Again, we should be focusing on the fact that yes, okay, he called a underage girl beautiful. I don't have that much of an issue with that. I do have an issue with the fact that he went on to have a personal conversation with this woman, knowing that she's 17, and asking questions like, "How tall are you? How much weight do you have?" All those things, because that does make it a lot more dangerous territory. I personally don't have much of an issue with him saying that she's cute or she's beautiful or whatever, because that is potentially just hyping her up. It's the follow-up that's the issue. And I could commend him if he indeed did change that attitude after he realized that it wasn't okay. But he should address that specific fact that he continued talking to the 17-year-old, and it's not being brought up.
Bullshit that got added to it.
Right. I guess the follow-up question would be this. Has there ever been someone under the age of 18 that went to the mansion, that went to one of the parties?
Okay. Yes, for a family event with parents. Not a single person has ever been under 18 without a parent in my house. So there's been people here like families.
Okay.
3-year-olds, 5-year-olds,
Piggy, do you have a response to that? Do you know of any time a minor has actually been at one of the parties?
The only people I know who are underage would be like underage the alcohol, the 21, not 18. The only 18s I saw were in text messages, in the sense of what I would consider the beginning stages of grooming someone.
Okay. Now, at the family-friendly events, right, where there were minors there, did the 2 a.m. rule happen?
The beginning stages of grooming. So that is not actually calling out this person for grooming. It's calling out a situation that could potentially get to that. So she can't actually come out and say that he's been grooming anyone.
Like, did...
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
That was like family-friendly game night, or movie night or whatever. There was no alcohol and none of that. Like, it was literally just like, friends, a family dinner. Like, anybody who's been watching the Pearadise live stream over the last 5 years has seen that we have this whole family thing going on. Like, one of the girls will buy the groceries and cook for the whole house.
Yep.
And then it's like family vibe.
I understand. We don't have to beat that with a dead horse if you guys both agree, right? That there's no evidence of any minor being there. At the
house, no. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. I do want to jump into the most serious allegation, right? And that is the R-word allegation involving alcohol. Has there been a time where, 2 women allegedly were too drunk to give you consent, where you ended up, doing the deed?
I would have to say a hard no. And I have proof and text messages to prove that.
And so
100% themselves.
Okay, so let him describe what the text message and proof is, and then you can respond. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first case that I'm most upset about is Pork Chop. Pork Chop stayed at my house for 3 months. And sadly, she only started the whole campaign after my surveillance recordings had recorded over. So I don't have the evidence to show, because I would be happy to show the discussion that I had with her outside. We were sitting outside, and she was, feeling kind of like she was in her feels a little bit. And she came to me and said, "Hey, Stefan, like, don't you think I'm pretty? Like, why are you not touching me? Why are you not interested in me?" And I said, "Porky, like, you came here with the intention to make friends and stuff. Like, we had a clear understanding there was no intent to hooking up. There was no flirtatious behavior leading up to her visit. It was all friends. She was a mod in my Discord. Like, she was just a quirky, happy-go-lucky TikTok director personality.
And she wanted your affection, and you gave it to her, right?
And she asked me for it, and I ended up eventually giving it to her.
And sleeping with her. Okay, now, was she intoxicated when you slept with her?
Absolutely not. She was not.
All right, so that's case
one. Sorry.
That's
I don't understand why Piggy is laughing right now. I can't really understand. I know that people react differently to nerves and to serious topics, but I don't understand why she's laughing when the topic is a girl that she's talked to has potentially been abused, right? Or touched without consent.
Case
I
one.
need
So
to have better communication. I need to have better communication discipline here. I'm absolutely sorry. Okay, what's
okay,
going
so
on?
that's case one. We're gonna let Peggy respond.
Go ahead.
2 things. One, he has gone on a complete slander campaign calling this woman an alcoholic. So I don't know how he can call her an alcoholic on one side and then say she wasn't drunk at his house. Second,
Because he's not saying that she wasn't drunk at his house. He was saying that she wasn't intoxicated when he slept with her. Those are two different things still.
thing. He's telling you a different story than he told you yesterday. He told you a story about a woman that he had to ask 3 times if she was okay. That is the woman we're talking about, because she was so intoxicated that he had to ask her 3 times if she was sure she wanted to have sex with him. And I am of the belief if you have to ask more than once, you knew it was not okay.
Go ahead, respond.
Okay, that is correct. There's more to the story. So if I'm allowed to elaborate a little bit more, we were sitting at the table. She was coming at me and she was asking me if I don't find her attractive and all that kind of stuff. The next night, we were all in the hot tub, and when I say all, it was her, me, and a friend. There was a third party in that situation.
Okay.
She had not been drinking that night, and my friend actually asked, like, because Porkchop literally, like, she asked me, like, how do you still want to hook up? And I was kind of shy about it. I had my swimming trunks on, like we were dressed, you know. And my friend is very, very, very concerned about, consent and all that kind of stuff, right? And he was also the one that kind of, like, I had a lot of private discussions about, like, behaviors at the house and what I should allow and what I should not allow and what I should tell people beforehand when they come. This girl literally asked Porkchop and said, okay, do you really want this? Like, are you didn't drink, right? Porkchop said, no, I am stone cold sober. And then my friend said, okay, well, you don't have to be shy. Like, and then this friend that was with us, like,
So you are adamant that you hooked up with Porkchop and she was sober.
In front of my friend.
Okay. Was that the only time? Was that the only time you were intimate with her?
No, it was twice.
Okay. The other time, was she intoxicated?
Absolutely not.
So she's not an alcoholic then?
I mean,
Those are still two different things, Piggy. There is Porkchop, or whatever her name is, might have a tendency to drinking a lot. And that might even be the reason why he asked for consent so many times, because there is that tendency to drink. It doesn't mean that in the situations where he had sex with her, that she was drunk. Because someone can be alcoholic and not be drunk 24/7. Those are still two different things. And you're losing the fight when you keep insisting on something like that.
she was raging alcoholic. An alcoholic.
Okay, so they're going through many different topics. This is not the 17-year-old. This is just a lady called Porkchop that had sex with him twice, or some kind of sexual relation. I'm not sure if there was. Anyway, they had something, right? And it was in his house. And apparently, after all this happened, she teamed up with Piggy, which is the girl at the bottom right. She teamed up with her to go against him. So that is where the R-word allegation comes in. And so we're now seeing the perspective of his story and what Porkchop is saying through this Piggy girl at the bottom right.
Not the definition of somebody being drunk 24/7.
I have actual video of you saying that she was a raging alcoholic and drunk at your house the whole time. So I
No,
really
not the
want to
whole time.
clarify, because Porkchop would love for you to tell the truth that she is not an alcoholic.
The girls called her out. Believe me, Porkchop caused so much drama in this house, and Amanda would probably love to go on camera and tell the stories about how Porkchop bullied her.
I am actually not on her side with this one.
And none too much.
Did Pork
Especially if, I don't know, this is a rough one. I would have to hear from Porkchop herself to understand what's going on, because obviously Piggy here is running a narrative from this victim's point of view, but we're not hearing it from her directly.
What
We're
I'm saying-
missing
her,
all
or-
the tells and the hints and the body language, all that stuff.
Did she call out that you guys were using her for her money because you don't pay for anything? You invite these women over and you have them paid for everything.
We got a little donation coming in.
Josephine 1585 super chatted $20 for you.
I would not be dancing to a donation when we're talking about a girl getting raped. I don't know. There is an environment right now that does not feel serious enough.
To engage with underage girls rather than
And obviously a big issue is, the Lolcow Bus show that has TTS going on when they're talking about something so serious. But it's not just that that's causing this.
shutting the conversation down is just a poor character trait of yours. You didn't know it was wrong? Foxy, what did you experience there when everyone was drunk?
Foxy?
Okay. So what I experienced there was when I would go to those parties, right? I had been drinking. I always knew when the sexual activities were starting because that's when everybody would start getting in the pool. I would then leave. And that's a story I've told since the beginning. And that's a story that I've stuck to because that is not something that I am into whatsoever. Okay. So I did not see anything go down. I only have my personal experience to speak from.
I just want to say I do apologize for our TTS sound effect. We're handling some very serious allegations right now, and that's not appropriate
really?
at all. But
It's all good. It was a nice break.
sorry.
Yeah.
But
It's-
Okay.
okay. So
It's okay.
Also, let's keep in mind that that's also an option, right? Foxy literally just said she was there several times. The Foxy is the girl on the top left corner, right? She used to be bigger, and she used to go to these parties hosted by Pearadise. This guy, Stefan, right? And she used to go when she was bigger, and these parties were like wholesome enough for her to enjoy herself. And then when it turned into something more sexual or something more adult, and there was drinking involved, she decided to leave because everyone's an adult, and that is a choice that they can make. If you're not comfortable with something, you leave, right? That's something that everyone should be able to do when they're at a party like that. If it turns into something that you're not comfortable with, you have the option to leave. Okay, so that needs to be cleared up as well.
we're at an impasse.
Wait,
The second,
clarification.
oh, go ahead.
I did call Porkchop an alcoholic because the girls were so upset that she would be sitting out here drinking, sometimes drinking into the middle of the night, loud music on. Savvy got super fucking pissed about her doing that, and the girls were upset with her, and she was being called an alcoholic, and she did have her mouth on a bottle plenty of times. I never said that Porky was drunk 24/7. So if I need to clarify that, if I need to go back on my statement of that, no, she wasn't drunk the entire time, but she was plenty of times had a bottle to her face.
Thank you for proving my point.
Can I just say,
No, I'm sorry to tell you, Piggy, I don't think he's proving your point. And obviously we need more context for this because Piggy has all the videos, right? Piggy knows what this guy has been saying for years. Piggy knows exactly the attitude that he's had about all these allegations. She knows perfectly well, and that's why we're not in her head right now. So she actually has to show us all these things that he has been saying and the attitude that he has had towards all of these issues that have been pointed out. So obviously I could side with her, but with what has been presented now, I don't think she's in the right. Because someone can be an alcoholic and still have consensual sex with someone when not being intoxicated. Those two are not exclusive.
That's
Stefan,
fine.
as
Yes.
a man, it is a little hard to believe that you're in the hot tub with two women and you're all not drinking. Like, that just seems like impossible, right? Because, you start
It sounds
drinking.
weird, doesn't it? It sounds
seems-
weird.
It doesn't seem real because, like, you get in the hot tub when you've had some drinks. You get in the hot tub with two women when you're lit. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay, now I don't know what Keemstar's talking about. I'm sure that he has his own experience as to how he goes into a hot tub and he only uses a hot tub when drunk, but I'm sorry, that's not my experience. I don't need to be drunk to go into a hot tub with two people. Like, okay, this is just a whole different, points of view, right? Obviously, if you have a hot tub at your house, and you often use the pool and you often use the hot tub, you don't have to be drunk to get in there. Like, I don't, no.
Not here. We've had parties, yes, where people did drink and then get in the pool or whatever. But that particular incident, I so vividly remember because it was weird for me at first.
Especially when there's people living there, spending months, days, weeks at his house. It's not, the interaction that he has with these people is not exclusive to the parties that they have. Does that make sense? If you're living with someone and you're seeing them on a daily basis, you're going to see them drunk, you're going to see them in a bikini, you're going to see them in normal clothes, you're going to see them eating, you're going to see them in the hot tub, you're going to see them in all kinds of different circumstances. You are not just seeing them when they're in party mode.
First, that my friend was part of it. But, we've had stuff together. So it was kind of like, lifestyle is a thing. People need to accept that, like, lifestyle is acceptable because when everything is consensual. And my friend literally just asked, and I remember this so vividly because it struck me so strangely. Like, Portia was so shy about it, and my friend was literally hyping her up. She was saying, like, if you really want this, you can ask him to take your top off. Yeah. She asked me verbally. She asked me, Stefan, you can take my top off. I took her top off.
Okay, we got it. All right, now, Piggy, I want to ask you this question. Has Pork Chop ever said that she went to Stefan and said, hey, do you find me pretty? Was she ever looking for his approval or acceptance at all?
I think Pork Chop has been very honest and open about what she wanted from Stefan. She wanted a friendship. And I think it's important to realize that because he makes such a sexualized environment, and because I do believe that he creates almost like a cult mentality where he's the center of all these women fawning on him, that women do go there wanting his attention because it's almost like the top prize. If you can get his attention, you can get in the inner circle. And if you're in the inner circle, you're at the cool table. And what big girl doesn't want to be at the cool table? I think it's important.
Okay, so do you not see an issue with that? Because if she was open to have a sexual relationship with Stefan in order to get that approval, well, that's an issue that he had, maybe therapy could help her through that one. But it was her that was seeking that approval through sex. So you can say that it's a toxic and cult environment, but at what point can you still say it was grape? Like, yeah, you can call it a cult, you can call it toxic, you can call it like a power trip, but like, you can call it all kinds of things. But calling it grape?
Important to realize that when you're talking about a marginalized community, a lot of the time we're shunned from everyday things. I remember watching
Marginalized community. She's still able to make her own decisions though, right? She wasn't like...
TV spring break and being like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could wear a bikini at a pool.
Did this start in the hot tub according to Pork Chop?
In the sense of this altercation, yes. Yes, okay. This one started here. There's multiple things that happened at that house with Pork Chop, and I have to be careful here just because I don't know what is and is not in the upcoming show. But if you guys do, whatever happens, there might be more information out there.
Regardless, we're not trying to, break NDAs with the show, but this is great promotion for the show, which we will be promoting. So hopefully no one's mad.
But I can also say she's on our court case. She put her story under perjury of law. She has gone as far as she can to say, this is what happened to me, and I am telling the truth. And those documents are available for people to read. So please, I highly recommend go listen to her story because that woman went there for friendship. And every time I hear her story, it breaks my heart.
And if she is alleging that she got R-word, right, couldn't she go file a police report?
Yes, because by the law, there was penetration. I think one of the hardest things that I've had to learn in this fight is that some people who are hurt don't want the law involved. Everyone has their own way of healing and validation. And I think sometimes that was the hardest thing because I'm like, as I said, I 100% want this man behind bars for what he's done to women in my community. I believe that with my whole chest. But I have to stand by the women and what they want and what they feel like they need best. And that's a decision she's decided not to go with.
Stefan. Piggy is so adamant that you need to be behind bars. She thinks that you are a monster. What do you say to that? Why do you think... 1 minute, we just got to dance.
Britnix Ferguson super chatted 19.
I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to She was literally just almost crying, and now she's dancing. Like, anyway.
$99. We see you on the couch back there, ALR, you ain't slick.
But yeah, I mean, she thinks you're an absolute monster. Why do you think she is so passionate about this? What do you think her motive is?
I also don't want to take away too much of what's going to be shown in the documentary.
Okay.
I just know that, like, when the first video dropped, I tried to make contact. I got ignored, and instead another public video made about me trying to silence people, and my friends that all tried to reach out in order to have conversation, like a debate, were shut down. And
Also, whatever video she was mentioning about pork chop, we need to watch that. Because apparently it's like her telling her own story. We gotta get through that.
Called handlers, and the next hate video was made. So like there was never an option for me to talk.
Okay, so Piggy, he is saying that you're acting in bad faith. Once you voiced your criticism and your concerns, he tried to reach out to have a conversation to better understand where you were coming from, and you didn't have the conversation. What do you say to that?
The reason I called them your handlers is because you sent two women who are closely connected to you to have me take my videos down. And yes, one did talk about maybe setting up a conversation between the two of us, and she almost convinced me. But then I thought it was weird. If you truly cared about the plus size community and creating a safe and positive place, why did I have to treat you like a child in this meeting and take notes because she said you wouldn't care enough to implement those changes? Because that is why I decided to hold off. And I even told her that I had one more person I decided that I would talk to before I decided anything. And when I talked to those women who told me about what you did, there was no more room for negotiation. When you consume consent and you try and silence and bully people, I don't have any room to negotiate with that. I don't have room to negotiate with someone who took my ID from.
Yo!
Yeah, we should have a scale cam, but you got to trust me.
Smile.
Yo, thank you so much, Kat, for the $10. Did it add? Yeah, it added. Okay, perfect. The milestones are broken, but it did add to the timer, so I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. That means, I believe we are almost at a 2-hour mark where we would be able to start another stream tomorrow, but we'll see. Thank you so much.
From his Discord, who Googled my father.
I'm not sure if she said Perk's statement was in the video. She said, okay, let's go back then.
The reason I called them your handlers is because you.
And you. Okay. She thinks you're an absolute.
So before the
got it.
The TTS,
right.
Wasn't it?
Now, Piggy, I want to ask you this question: has Pork Chop ever said that she went to Stefan and said, "Hey, do you find me pretty?" Was she ever looking for his approval or acceptance at all?
I think Pork Chop has been very honest and open about what she wanted from Stefan. She wanted a friendship. And I think it's important to realize that because he makes such a sexualized environment, and because I do believe that he creates almost like a cult mentality where he's the center of all these women fawning on him, that women do go there wanting his attention because it's almost like the top prize. If you can get his attention, you can get in the inner circle. And if you're in the inner circle, you're at the cool table. And what big girl doesn't want to be at the cool table?
I struggle with this argument because
I think it's important to realize that when you're talking about a marginalized community, a lot of the time we're shunned from everyday things.
Marginalized community. Can we really go that far to say that overweight people are marginalized?
I remember watching MTV Spring Break and being like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could wear a bikini at a pool.
Did this start in the hot tub according to Pork Chop?
In the sense of the, like, this altercation? Yes. Yes, okay. This one started here. There's more.
This whole thing reeks of some bitter people making some claims based on stuff they've taken out of context. It does feel like a lot of the times Piggy does not have the full evidence to claim what she's claiming or to support what she is claiming, right? That is definitely concerning.
multiple things that happened at that house.
I think there's a lot of evidence to tell us that, whoa, you've created something that's dangerous, toxic, and there should probably be put some measures to avoid issues in the future. However, I'm not sure I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta be in prison, right? I'm not there yet.
With pork chop, and I have to be careful here just because I don't know what is.
They have a ton of stuff in society that does not accommodate them. But I don't know if it's society's, this might be a little controversial, but is it society's responsibility to accommodate people who get to the point where they can't walk up the stairs, or where they can't, I don't know to what point we have to accommodate. I think there's a lot of things that we should be doing for people who are overweight. I don't think we should make everything easy to the point where this is a rough one, man, because I think the health issue around people who are extremely overweight is very important. Obviously, they should not be made to be uncomfortable. I don't think they should be made to not be allowed to be part of society. Obviously not. I mean, that just makes it worse, right? A lot of these overweight people have mental health issues. They struggle with depression, and what are we doing when we're creating environments where they're not welcome? Obviously, we're isolating them even more, creating even more issues for them. So that's absolutely not what I want. But I think there should be the priority to educate. I think there should be a priority to allow for tools in order for them to be healthier than what they are, to make better choices. I'm not sure about marginalized. It doesn't feel like the right term for people who are overweight. Because marginalized, a lot of it has to do with people who don't have a choice in the position that they have been, right? A lot of people who are overweight, you cannot say that it wasn't their choice to be that big. The other day, someone was saying that, Stefan was saying that this friend that he had was 700 pounds and had thyroid problems. And I'm like, dude, yes, sure, she has thyroid problems, but she did not get to that weight without actively choosing to eat as much as she did. I'm sorry. So being fat is, I'm sorry, this is controversial, but it is very much a choice a lot of the time, specifically for people who are that big. And then to have people who actively make those choices to eat as much as they do, to get to the point of almost not being able to walk, and then calling them marginalized and having society have to accommodate for them. I don't know. There is a point where I'm like, I'm sorry. There's another issue here that is a lot more concerning. That's a rough one, though. It's a rough one, because obviously there are exceptions, right? But damn.
Is not in the...
People need to start taking responsibility for their own actions and lives. They made the choice, and with that is consequence of the actions and choices, 100%. And when it comes to people who are extremely overweight, 700, I'm sorry, you don't get to 700 pounds with having a thyroid problem. You get to maybe, I don't know, I'm not a scientist or a doctor or anything, so I don't know how far thyroid problems can get you, but it's definitely not to 700 pounds. There's going to be a lot more things involved in those 700 pounds, you know?
Upcoming show, but if you guys do, whatever happens, there might be more information out there.
Regardless, we're not trying to, break NDAs with the show, but this is great promotion for the show, which we will be promoting. So hopefully no one's mad.
I went to his TikTok last night, and two of the women on camera with him were breathing so bad. It was actually sad to hear. Exactly. And that is what I want Stefan to acknowledge, is the fact that these women are very unhealthy. And to provide a safe space for women of that size, I'm sorry, it also means having them providing the tools to make better choices. I'm sorry, but that is going to have to be part of a place that promotes body positivity, because part of your body is your mind, and they're struggling with so many other things that are going on in that head that have to be addressed. Okay, that is just how I feel.
But I can also say she's on our court case. She put her story under perjury of law. She has gone as far as she can to say, this is what happened to me, and I am telling the truth. And those documents are available for people to read. So please, I highly recommend go listen to her story. Because
go listen to her story. Where do we go to listen to her story? Because I really want to. I really want to. She says it's documented, so that means reading, but then she says listening. So I'm not sure if she's made several videos on this or anything. We have to go find that, because I want to hear Porky's story.
that woman went there for friendship, and every time I hear her story, it breaks my heart.
And if she is alleging that she got R-word, right, couldn't she go file a police report?
Yes, because by the law, there was penetration. I think one of the hardest things that I've had to learn in this fight is that some people who are hurt don't want the law involved. Everyone has their own way of healing and validation. And I think,
why didn't she just bring a bit of proof just to the show? So the thing is, Piggy did not know that she was going to confront Stefan directly. Usually in these situations, you would have the stuff ready to counter, but this, obviously it's Lolcow Bus, so they never plan anything, right? So I don't think she was given the warning to be able to have those tools available to her, because I feel like she is an organized person. She speaks well, so she would be the kind to be ready with evidence. It's just that was not the show that they prepared.
sometimes that
Tire problems have never been one of Amberlynn's concerns. Give it a week, and that will be another excuse for her way. Yeah.
was the hardest thing, because I'm like, as I said, I 100% want this man behind bars for what he's done to women in my community. I believe that with my whole chest. But I have to stand by the women and what they want and what they feel like they need best, and that's a decision she's decided not to go with.
Stefan, Piggy is so adamant that you need to be behind bars. She
also don't want to take away too much of what's going to be.
Is because you sent two women who are closely connected to you to have me take my videos down. And yes, one did talk about maybe setting up a conversation between the two of us, and she almost convinced me. But then I thought it was weird. If you truly cared about the plus size community and creating a safe and positive place, why did I have to treat you like a child in this meeting and take notes because she said you wouldn't care enough to implement those changes? Because that...
Okay, another issue here is that Piggy refused to talk to Stefan at the time when he reached out based on the information that these girls were giving her. Did she not think for a moment that the conversation with Stefan could go differently than what these girls were saying? She was 100% trusting these girls that he would not care about the notes that she was going to give him. But she did not even give him a chance to prove her otherwise. That is a problem. The fact that you did not let him reach out to have a conversation with you when you were ready to go with very, very serious allegations, what would have been the issue for you to let him talk?
That is why I decided to hold off. And I even told her that I had one more person I decided that I would talk to before I decided anything. And when I talked...
I hate the concept of overweight women community. It feels wrong, but that also might be my own bias. I have my own issues and concerns with calling it a community. Yeah, sure. But obviously, everyone has so many different things about them that feels better when you can relate to other people, right? And being overweight is something that a lot of people struggle with. I myself know what that's like. So obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with a sense of community and feeling like you're not alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. My issue is with people like Stefan who create a body positive space and don't actually bring in or bring up the concerns of the health risk involved in being so big and is celebrating being so big. There has to be drawn a line at some point. The overweight thing is going to be a more recent thing. American infrastructure was largely built for physically working people and streamlining commerce. I mean, dude, the US, you guys are talking about the US not being respectful to overweight people. You don't even have an idea of what it's like in Europe. Like, our infrastructure is much older than your guys' infrastructure. Like, over here, being overweight, being that overweight, we don't usually see people that are that big over here. Like, it's a whole world of difference between the US and here. So if you think that overweight people are not being accepted in the US, yo, try coming to Europe.
To those women who told me about what you did, there was no more room for negotiation. When you consume consent and you try and silence and bully people, I don't have any room to negotiate with that. I don't have room to negotiate with someone who took my ID from his Discord, who Googled my father, who has done revenge porn on me. I have no room to want to sit down and give you the benefit.
Okay, now there are some things that she's saying that make sense. Apparently Stefan was giving Piggy a hard time for having it passed in corn, right? Replace the C with a P. Like, it starts to be very petty, and you're not really using logic or facts anymore. You're just being petty, and it's very hard to sit down with a person that's done that to you personally, right? I get that.
Of the doubt. You have harassed me for 5 years. You did not reach out to talk. You sent 2 people to handle me and silence me like you've done to the other women before.
Okay, so you're being accused of not trying to have a conversation with her at all, harassing her, having your people harass her, and going as far as doing revenge porn? What? Stefan, answer.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I reached out, I got ignored. Most of my friends reached out, they got ignored. More hateful videos were made, so yeah, a couple of months.
Say to the revenge corn.
Revenge corn?
He did it yesterday on your stream.
I can't say the word because we're on YouTube.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
you did it yesterday, Stefan, on his stream.
I mean, for somebody that quite literally wants to get R-worded and like calls herself ugly and fat and disgusting, I mean, why are you in the BBW community?
So
Okay, we're getting into very different territory now. Apparently he's saying that she likes to be R-worded. Now, at this point, he's just kink shaming, right? Because yeah, there are people out there that have the fantasy and the kink about being touched and whatever. That has absolutely nothing to do with this conversation, and you should not be judging or even mentioning this. It's like completely irrelevant.
I think
you know that.
But you do know.
Saying that someone does not have a case because of what they enjoy doing in their personal time, please. Now you're losing all reason here.
That by you taking that off a kink-friendly site that it is meant for and redistributing to everyone to try and get them to turn against me and the women is the very definition of revenge porn.
No, it's not. You never posted up.
It's on a private site that you need a login for.
But Stefan, you've posted girls' pictures that they've sent to you privately and just censored them, but put them on the internet. It's even on your website.
We can get to that in 1 minute.
That's also concerning.
We'll go there right next, but I will say
he does seem to have some issues with like boundaries, understanding like social norms and everything, and what's acceptable and what isn't. Did he say that he was autistic or something? I'm not sure, but there's definitely something in his head that's not like he needs to be explained some things, you know? BBW community is different from body positivity. He totally just shamed you. Yeah, exactly. Didn't he just spend the entire stream saying how people bullied him for liking bigger women? Yeah. Yeah.
Piggy, it's not technically...
Mind you, at any point can Keemstar go to his settings for his TTS and disable that celebratory sound, okay? It's not that hard. At any point he can do that, and he's deciding not to. He just decides to go, sorry guys, I know we're having a very serious discussion, but it's just a TTS. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
At DZDM 3313 super chatted $19.99. Can we give this guy a host troll?
You know what we should do? Launch a brand new show hosted by Stefan and Piggy together. That would be lightning in a bottle. It's technically not revenge P, but it's okay to feel that way and say like it feels like that, right?
I'll have to relook it up, but when I was Googling, it does seem to fall under that from taking it from other sites.
Well, the thing is, if you posted it publicly on this site, yes, I know you would have to log in to get it, right? But that means most people can have access to that, right? Revenge corn is about like, I don't know, me and Foxy are hypothetically dating and she sends me a photo and then I leak it, you know, where it's private one-on-one and then it gets leaked. That's the correct term.
One of the main factors for revenge porn has to do with malice, right? It's if you take something that was meant to be private and you're distributing it because you want to punish, humiliate, or blackmail the person, right? But if that's not involved.
If I can.
Big old fish tank effect. People sizing up to the tank, then complaining about it, not realizing that in one of the larger tanks on the shelf. Okay, I did not follow that. The fact that everybody dances to this is kind of hilarious. It takes the seriousness out of the conversation, and it's really bothering me.
Sign up to that site to see the stuff, then it wouldn't be considered that. But go ahead, Piggy.
By the definition, revealing or sexually explicit images or videos of a person posted on the internet, typically by a former partner without the consent, and I say technically, without the consent of the subject and in order to cause them distress or embarrassment. Can we not agree that that's what he's done?
Stefan framed it as...
Yo, she's shaking. She's feeling this. Like, I get that. And I think she's right. There was malice. He is kink shaming. He is judging. He is like making her out to be a sex deviant. There would be a reason for her to be taking this very personally. And I agree with her here.
Evidence that he's using in his case, right? Not that he's doing it to humiliate or harass this person, right? Is that correct, Stefan?
I mean, there's different things, you know. Piggy has pulled out all sorts of things in order to just make me look bad, right? So yes, I pulled that out to show people who she really is. You know, she's trying to get
to show people who she really is in her personal life.
I think it makes you shitty if you're sharing that to people, but you know, it's just not. It's not what revenge P is.
Okay, we can agree to that. Let me just say one more thing, because he likes to throw this in. DNC is part of the ink world, and that includes consent. It's my body. It's my consent to give and take to whoever I want. The issue here that you seem to confuse, Stefan, is that the women's bodies is not yours consent to take. That is the difference between that post you love to post around and what you did. I am a consenting adult with my body. You do not get to assume consent from women because they walk into your house.
Have you shared the image of her to other people?
To other people, yes, in private, of course. It was.
But what about that lady who did your TikTok videos about 6 months ago? Because she emailed me that you sent her the.
Let me just say real quick. I personally think that's shitty behavior, but it just because she posted it on like some public site that you can sign up and anyone can get access to, not technically a crime.
We can agree to disagree on that. I will give you that point.
Like stolen content at the most, like or a copyright issue.
Yeah, it could be technically a copyright crime. Yes, you're right. You're right about that. But go ahead, Stefan.
I just also want to say yesterday when you were sitting there saying, "Oh, Stefan, you're saying you're all innocent. You've never done anything wrong, right?" You know, I've done my share of being petty. I've done my share of being.
Guys, definitely don't forget to hit the like button. We have a significantly lower average viewership today, so all the likes really matter. So everyone just like the stream. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Shitty, you know, like I fully like take accountability for that. There's a thing that's called like, you know, hurt people or reactive abuse. I've posted things that I regret and I wish I could take back. You know, after my girlfriend being harassed and bullied and called a groomer and, you know, driven into almost unaliving herself, you know, eventually everybody has a breaking point. That's what I want to say. You know, when the lies just get too loud and the additional bullshit, like, you know, this is what happened and this is how it's getting presented over and over and over again, along with like a campaign that, you know, she has nobody's best interest at heart other than herself. If she was
It's going. Did he just
At Stacy's mom new super.
There's another woman involved that he had a relationship with, and she was the one called a boomer, not by him.
Chatted $19.99. Piggy, please address supporting the bash runner whose events you go to and have a friendship with personally with that has multiple SA and rape allegations. Why do you pick and choose which predators to support?
Yes, I was literally just going to say that. She picks and chooses.
Wait. Come on. The donut was for her. Let her respond. Come on, man.
So I wouldn't say I have a close relationship. The reason I went to the bash since the Stefan stuff came out was because of Stefan. I was invited by women to go to the bash because they thought if I was there, they would feel safer. And it kind of just became a situation where the girls and I, for the first time, went to that bash. So we go there because that was something to us to celebrate kind of the end of the lawsuit. And because I was invited by other women because people connected me as someone that would protect them from Stefan.
Okay.
Right,
Were
but-
you aware of the other party's allegations?
I was not aware of any allegations of the creator of that bash until I think my second year there. The women had reached out to me, but by the
Okay, so now I'm guessing they were calling her a hypocrite because she went to some sort of event where the owners were also facing allegations of group. So, okay. Then again, it's hard to be aware of everything, right? If I go out and have and to a restaurant and the guy that owns it has committed a crime, like I probably am not gonna know about that when I go to the restaurant, right?
Oi2 super chatted $19.99. Didn't Stefan get banned from the bashes?
What happened, Stefan?
I got preemptively banned. I never broke a bash rule. I never had a single run-in with the bash organizers or bash security. I literally just got preemptively banned by this one person because I feel like he wants to cover up that his allegations are worse than mine, and his ex-wife posted his abuse allegations publicly on YouTube. So he's under fire. And in order to take the spotlight off of him, he just removed me so that Piggy and the gang wouldn't come after him.
Okay.
But couldn't the same be said about you right now in this situation, that you're throwing him under the bus so that the heat gets off of you?
This
Wait,
is the Lolcow Bus.
Both the guys
I like that, I
running
like
the BBW orgies have allegations on them?
Can I just say something? Majority of the men who center themselves in our environment of plus size are probably going to have issues because it's not their place to be in the center of the plus size movement for big girls. End of discussion.
Well, according to him, it's his place. He wants to be smothered. Go ahead, Stefan. What?
And
I have to tell you, though, I've been in the bash community and scene for 20 years. I've seen many times when some women, I'm not generalizing, when some women don't get what they want and the opposing party is a male, you get allegations. I've seen it happen to many guys in the community.
do you think that if you ever spent less time making excuses for your behavior and took the actual accountability, and instead of saying nice words like you said 20 minutes ago, that people would believe that you actually are sorry for the actions you have done?
I'm literally just talking about the bash.
Stefan,
Well,
how many women, let me jump in here. How many women have you hooked up with that have come to your parties, that you met from coming to your parties? How many?
Plenty. Because believe me, when you are honest, when you cards on the table, when you...
I get it, but what's the number? I'm just trying to get it.
I don't keep log of that.
You have
That's
a
kind
rough
of
idea?
No, I don't.
Like
it's kind of gross that you don't know.
100.
Well, Piggy is saying 10 women have come out and said that you've either SA'd them or R-worded them with complaints on you. 10 women.
I mean, a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are like, recruited, and I have the evidence to show that. And it would blow the time limit of the show. But that's the stuff that's posted on my website. Like I have proof of women calling me.
Piggy, you are being accused of fabricating evidence. Your response.
There's no way that I have fabricated decades longs of allegations. There's no way I fabricated that people in the bash community call you an octopus because you're too grabby. And you weren't preemptively blocked from the bash. You had someone who came out about an allegation of you grabbing them in the hot tub years earlier at the bash. And
Which
I'd
was
like
fake. Okay.
and I'd like to say, if I was all powerful to get all of this done, then how is it that every woman who stood by your side, who has gone against me, turns around and joins my fight?
And let me just say this. You are
Hello,
too grabby,
Ashley.
right? That's like something that we've acknowledged, right? We did the interview yesterday and you said, hey, look, there were probably times where I made women feel uncomfortable that I didn't know I was making them feel uncomfortable. Foxy here, right, ran into this with you where you grabbed her stomach, right? So we do know that you, the octopus thing, kind of, it kind of checks out. But go ahead. What do you have to say to that?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. You pointed in a different window. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
The whole octopus thing was literally just fabricated, like as part of the whole campaign thing.
But you
The girl
would
that
admit
made-
that you are touchy-feely with the
Yes, absolutely. There was a time, that I can look back at bashes. We did like crazy shit in the pool at the bash, like paddle circle. We called it fatty girl bumper cars. We had so much fun at the bashes, and obviously there was plenty, probably, more times than I can remember when, people accidentally bumped into each other or whatever, or like, when somebody came up to me and I moved them out of the way, or something like that. There was never like a malicious intent. But whenever somebody came to me and said like, hey, Stefan, like, whatever, and made me aware of something, I don't want to be part of the bumper cars. I don't want to be part of the
so some of these women have to be legitimate, like, complaints, right? Like if they're saying he made me feel uncomfortable, he touched me. I mean, that some of these women have to be like, it has to be a real thing, right?
I mean, Foxy is. I accept her. I apologize to her. Like, if I don't remember it, but if that really happened, then I said that yesterday on stream. I said like, oh my god, like I never meant to make her uncomfortable. And obviously, since all this happened, like everything has drastically changed.
And I just wanted to get us to this point in this conversation because you just said all these women are fake, they're all lies, but it's not, right? Because there is some that you like, okay, yes, I am guilty here of making someone feel uncomfortable.
But like look at it this way. If I walk into a bar and I punch somebody in the side, right? And the story told to the rest of the bar and the internet is Stefan walked into a bar and shot somebody. That's the problem that I'm having.
I guess my concern is why you keep trying to one up. If you punch someone, and that's bad. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it worse by saying, well, I didn't shoot them, so you can't come after me. You punched them.
There is, I mean, look, when people are dating or whatever, or trying to date or whatever, you could read something wrong. You can make someone feel uncomfortable, and it doesn't mean that you're an evil piece of shit that needs to be arrested, right? So part of this could be you reading the room wrong, right? The other part is the serious stuff, the R word stuff, and the intoxicated girls. So you saying it's all lies and it's all fake, like,
At Layla Super Chatted $20. Not only was Stefan banned from the BBW Bash, but last year he still went to the hotel it was hosted at because the Bash owner can't ban him from the entire hotel. So he just hangs out in the lobby trying to recruit girls.
Because he doesn't understand boundaries. Think of this. This man was banned from an event to make women feel safe. And his first go-to is, let me go hang out by the outside boundary where they can't kick me out.
Is that true?
I have more than 50 or 60 friends that go to that bash. That's my community.
So the girls have to hang out at this guy's house? No, nobody has to do anything. Everyone that's invited can choose to go or not go. And what's happening is that a lot of people who've spent time in that house have come out now saying that, he was pretty inappropriate with me at some point, But no one is forced to be there.
I've been in this community for 20 years.
Then why did your girl get in Yoli's face and try and fight her? It's an intimidation tactic.
I didn't get in Yoli's face.
Tactic. No, but you sent shade too.
I did not send shade. Here we go with the accusations again. I did not send anybody. I also never reported you live. I never had any of your videos taken down. Like, it's always assumptions and allegations. I just sit here and have a life with friends.
So, are you saying you didn't go to my daddy?
No, I did not. That was Heather. That was one of the friends. That was not me. They looked you up.
I gotta tell you, I believe Heather more than I believe you. Because I gotta give the girls credit. These were girls that you manipulated to go into court under the perjury of law and say horrible things about me. And even after that, when you were done and they did their service, they were able to come to me, apologize, take accountability, and we have been friends since. Because it isn't about me controlling the narrative or getting people to go against you. They just have to hang out with you long enough to see the truth.
Well, I want to thank both of you for popping on the show today. Look, yesterday was chapter 1, all right? Today was chapter 2. We got the #1 person calling out Stefan here, Piggy. And then we got Stefan here. We've had this debate. Tomorrow, we have an exclusive interview, and both of you are welcome to come on the end of tomorrow's show for your opinions and thoughts based on that interview. And we're just going to stay on this story to try to figure out what's really going on at Pearadise. Thank you both. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right. Could you just disconnect them?
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. Woo!
Oh,
Okay.
it just gets deeper and deeper every day.
Chapter 3 tomorrow. Who's excited for chapter 3? W's in the chat. And listen, we have it on members only because there's been like a lot of docs.
So they had an exclusive interview with someone the next day. Let's see who they're talking about.
Thing seems to
This one's called Residents Speak. Okay. So let's see who they talked to.
have happened since the document. Thrown me off because as much as that first hour was just fucking god awful, and then they ended like that.
A conspiracy.
What?
Yeah.
So you know how they've been bitching about Keemstar not doing anything to tag because Buzz has a great show planned and Keemstar's been helping Buzz. What if this was all a fucking plot to like derail our show because they're like jealous
I don't think so.
that we've been having like a huge topic to cover?
By the way, this is Kay. Kay, welcome to the call.
Hi, Kay.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I'm trying to get it figured out. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm trying to get it figured out. Hold on, guys.
We can hear the stream in the background. I don't know if that's on a TV.
Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, it looks so dark. Hold on. Let's get this figured out.
There we go.
Okay.
Hi, welcome in.
Hi, how you guys doing today?
Not too
Good.
bad.
It's
Good to see
meet
you.
Happy to
So-
have you.
Let's see.
Tell me how you met Stefan.
I actually met Stefan on through TikTok, actually. I be going viral on TikTok. I be going viral on Instagram. Currently at 181,000 followers on Instagram. So like I met him through TikTok, and I went to the house, and I got invited to the house, and so I've been to the house a couple times, more than a couple times actually. Yeah, that's how I met him.
And you've stayed there for a few weeks at a time. Hi, welcome. This is Audrey.
Hello. Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so Kay, you were just telling us about like how you met Stefan. How old were you when you met Stefan?
Back during COVID, so like it was like 2020.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. I was like 20 something. I'm like 29 now, so like I don't know. It's been a while. I gotta do the math.
So yeah. So
Honest.
Mid-20s.
what about you,
Yeah.
Audrey? How did you?
I mean, out of the selection, I prefer Keem than some of these L hosts. I mean, right now, I at least trust Foxy with this topic because she was there. She was in Paradise. She knows what to ask, which questions to ask, what to and how to handle the situation. I think she's been doing a good job with this topic specifically. The nurse came 2 hours late today. Ugh. Did she do her job at least?
meet Stefan?
I saw a video of him on TikTok, and I reached out to him, and I reached out to him. I saw like the friends there and the fun and everything that was involved, and I wanted to be involved in that. So I'm the one who messaged him through TikTok, and he messaged me back, and then we hung out, and
Yeah, I
then
see what
had
you mean.
that one meeting, and then I never met him again until I was 18 when I met him, and like the friends and everyone when I was 18, and then I don't know exactly the time frame, maybe 2 years or something like that. I had a boyfriend that was very like weird about me going to Vegas. He just didn't like the idea of me going to Vegas, so I didn't do anything for 2 years, and then I met him again at a bash, and then our friendship like blossomed again through there.
And how old were you when you met him?
18. I was 5 months. I was 18 for 5 months.
Okay. And had you had contact with him before you had turned 18?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I just want to make that clear straight out the gate, get that out of the way. So you reached out to him 5 months after you turned 18. Kay, you were 25. So in the clear there. All right. Do you maybe want to, let's start with Audrey. Do you maybe want to tell us a little bit about your experience at Pearadise? What, like the first time you went there?
Well, I can say a little bit, but I also think Kaya, she has to leave at a certain time, so maybe she should go first, right? Or do you?
Oh yeah.
Well, no. Do you need a leave, girl? Or
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to Bible study at like 6:30, so we're fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the question?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What was your first experience there like?
Literally amazing. He was the most respectful, nicest guy I've met in a long time. Made me feel very, very comfortable. Like just was a great host, all the things. He was a very good guy the first time out of the bat.
And what about you, Kay?
Yeah, the same. Like he was cool, welcoming, warm. Like I didn't have any problems. It was a nice meeting. It was nothing. It was like two friends just meeting.
Okay.
When
Were
you
you
were-
in- Oh, go ahead.
When you were there, did you experience any other females not vibe with him or think that he was weird or creepy in any way?
No, I didn't. I've never experienced that there. Like everybody's chilled each other. Like everybody is literally like doing their own thing there. I've never experienced someone saying like, "Oh, he's weird." And if he was weird, why are you at his house?
Right. What about you, Audrey?
If If you feel some type of way about something, you wouldn't be there.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot to say in the way, like, the main reason I'm up here is, like, not only, like, Team Stefan, like, I have my own, I am, like, okay, I have a great opinion on him because he has been nothing but respectful, and I've seen everything. I've seen camera footage, text messages, live things, and like, all this shit that, like, has been happening because of a start of a bullshit. Has there been boundaries maybe crossed, things might have been said that shouldn't, whatever. We're all human, things happen. But you're telling me a random woman who's never met this man, made 500 videos about a guy who slapped someone's ass, is going to treat this man like he brutally R-worded someone? It's the extent of where they have gone with this. It's it's just, to be honest, it's outrageous. Like, if you've seen the reason, don't you think there's a reason that there's these people, and my friend who unfortunately passed away, Shay and Cass were the biggest supporters of him because they saw everything too. Same with me. I've seen all of the proof, all of the things. And it's like proof that it's like undeniable. Like proof that you literally cannot say like this did not happen. It's like I'm seeing the video of it, I'm reading the messages, like it's crazy. So, and because he's a man, and he's rich and has this and he has this house, that people, they take advantage of him. And that's why I'm here, is to mainly protect, like, men shouldn't have to go through this. I know, I've seen what I see, and just because someone else is coming out with these things, I'm not going to sit back and let this man get tortured and like made to look like this guy he's not, when I have seen with my eyes, hand on a Bible, if I'm lying, I'm dying. This is not true. And I put that on everything.
So were you at the house and around that like first group of women who came out with the allegations against him that were involved with the lawsuit?
So that was the time that I was dating my ex, and I wasn't allowed to be at the house. But I have seen everything. I've heard everything. I was in contact with his girlfriend at the time. She would FaceTime me and call me and text me.
Okay, so she was not there when these victims went through what they went through. So that's literally what you're saying. You don't have to say anything else. You were not there when these victims had the situation happen with them.
Whatever, or like other people too. I was like in contact, so I was knowing what was happening, but I was
no. You were not. It doesn't matter if you were in contact with people who were there. It doesn't matter if they had a different story to tell. You were not there. Period.
Like behind the scenes, kind of. So therefore, I wasn't in the house, but I've seen the camera footage.
No. You weren't there, and that's it. It doesn't matter what other people that were there told you about the situation. You were not there.
From beginning to front, like
no, not from beginning to front or whatever. You weren't there.
I'm done. I said I need to see everything.
You cannot say that something didn't happen when you were not there. Simple
because
as
I was
that.
starting to think like, what the hell happened? Because I met you, I knew you were not this creep. You know, people warn you like, don't. I met him randomly. He was an older guy, but I saw what I saw, and I felt a vibe from him that he was not that person.
You lose your argument when you go this far to defend this guy. You lose the argument because you were not there. It's as simple as that. So when you go through these lengths to say that you know what happened there when you weren't there, you lose the argument completely.
I was like, I need to know. Like,
you came on this show to protect this guy, to defend this guy, and now you just lost the argument.
This person, he
so
showed
good
me
job
everything.
Not doing what you wanted to do.
So you saw footage of the sexual encounters that he had with these women.
Not all the sexual encounters, the timelines. Okay, like,
oh, so you did not see evidence or footage of these sexual encounters, and you also weren't there. So just shut up.
If you want me to get deep into it, we can just talk about what it is. But like, so these girls texted him before they came to the house, asking to hook up with him, wanting to hook up with him, making plans to have orgies, because they like women too. So they wanted to come here and have this whole like F fest. And of course, Stefan, who's a man who's allowed to be sexual, he's allowed to be if he wants to be a freak and have orgy, who cares? Like, right? Like, that doesn't matter. Like, he's not like that 24/7. He has a side to him, and he's completely valid in that side. But they're combining the two things and making him look like a monster because he's a guy who likes big women, he's a guy who likes sex, and he likes to have people over at his house to have fun. We play Uno. We're not like having orgies, we're having Uno games, you know?
Like, we just for the format for the stream, are you able to turn your phone horizontal so we can get a full? There we go.
With that?
Yeah,
that's better. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, okay, but my point is, you said that you saw all of this like undeniable proof, like the videos and everything. So the videos that I'm referring to are of the 2 cases of R word, right? And he says that he has these videos to prove that he's innocent, but that he hasn't, done anything with it. Have you seen those videos?
So I haven't seen the actual sexual intercourse. I know some people like, I think Shay had before. I think he showed like one person, so he had someone else to like be able to say that, because all these people were saying stuff, but he wasn't like showing everyone the video. What I have seen is the behavior beforehand.
Wait. What videos have you seen?
That's what I'm saying. So the text messages, right, of them asking him, do you want to have sex? Will you have sex with me? I am so horny with you. Blah, 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 right? Sign that I want to have sex with this person. When I get to your house, when I land at his house, I want to be in bed with you. That's what these women are saying. They get in the house. Stefan isn't giving that to them, right? Stefan is like, they weren't doing anything. He felt a little shy. He didn't know because he's a little awkward when it comes to that stuff. He doesn't know, like, that's what I'm saying. This man is not even capable of doing these things. So he's so awkward because he's so awkward. And what?
Every man is capable. Right.
No, I'm saying I'm not. No, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is with who I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying of course, you can be a normal person, but I'm saying with the person I know and seen, that's what I'm saying. So these girls ask for him for sex. They get to the house. They're all tapping each other's asses. I'm seeing videos of this happening. They're essaying Stefan, right? They're slapping his ass. They're rubbing on him. They're talking about, hey, do you want to come into my room? He's saying no. And blah blah blah. Like they're not talking about it. He taps a girl on her butt, right, in a response of the sexual behaviors that they're giving him, saying I want to fuck you, and they're doing it to him. So he does it back to them. She tells him, I don't want you doing that anymore. He tells him that's okay. I understand. Respects that. So you're gonna start this whole thing, right? And then after that happened, she texted in the Discord saying that she had a sex dream about Stefan. After she left, she said, I had a sex dream about Stefan where we had an orgy, and also and she cried to my friend about how she didn't want to leave. She sent Stefan nude photos. She's like, all this stuff is insane. So you're telling me that SA, like these people who are actual victims who have been R-worded and like real victims, that you're turning yourself into that type of victim because you got slapped on the butt. To me, that is so okay, yes, being slapped on the butt is SA. If you're uncomfortable, I validate that girl for that. But the way that these women responded to the one wrong action that he did is unforgivable. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting, in my opinion. All of these ones, I can go down the list, CC and all of them, every single one of them, there's proof that this did not happen, that they all wanted to have sex with him. They wanted to have sex after the date of where they said he raped. If he did that, you're going to text him and be like, do you want me to give you a blowjob? Do you want me to come in your room at night? Can I sneak into your room? No, you wouldn't. You call the cops, you leave the house, you do not continue that. I don't care if it's a victim thing, a victim loves company, whatever it is. That's not, no, like all this stuff is not true.
Hang on. Everybody handles trauma differently, right? Like for me, for instance, right, I had a situation in my life where I didn't even realize it was what it was till like almost a decade later, you know? Like sometimes you don't realize what's happening in the moment until you're removed from the situation.
I agree with that too. I agree that the women there, I validate them being, if they wanted to say that they were uncomfortable, whatever. The fact is, what they said to him and made their trip, and the reason they were coming was to have sexual intercourse, was to have these sexual type of like innuendo. That was their purpose for coming, not his, theirs. So therefore, that is why are you gonna think a man in their head is gonna think, of course I'm like, it's like when you go on a date with someone, right? And the entire day there's sexual tension, and you're like, when I get home, I'm taking your clothes off, this and that. We get to the front door, he gives me a kiss, and I start telling everyone he sexually assaulted me. No, the entire time I said I was gonna suck his penis, and then he kissed me, and it's like you can't really do that. Like do it before you kiss someone. Are you gonna be like, of course you could be like, can I kiss you? Of course you can ask for that before, but I feel like it's like you can't do both. You know what I mean? Like he can accept the fact that maybe he was in the wrong, but these women are so in the wrong.
Okay, wait. Can I just ask both of you a question really quick? Have either of you ever had sex with Stefan before?
I'm gonna say, I think for the show, we've already said that it's no one's business. We've always thought that with everyone. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's no one's business whose sexual partners are whose. And I respect other people not telling them if they've had sex with people. That's period. I don't tell anyone. Not with Stefan. If you ask me, did I have sex with Jonathan?
No. It's just a yes or no question.
Well, I'm explaining why.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Like if you want to say you don't want to say, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna like try and pressure you or anything and try to get an answer out of you. If you don't want to answer, that's cool. But what about you, Kay?
Yes, we've had intercourse. I mean, it was consensual.
Okay,
it's not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, if we have, I'm a real ass bitch. I'm gonna let y'all know. Yeah, it's happened before.
Okay, yeah, no, I was just curious, right? Because I feel like situations can be seen differently sometimes if they didn't experience the same thing that somebody else did. You know, does that make sense?
Wait, what did you say about that? Well, I maybe missed part of it.
I'm saying just because like your experience was one way doesn't mean that somebody else's experience wasn't that way, right? Like, or it doesn't mean even if somebody went into a relationship, right, wanting to be there, wanting to do these things, giving consent can be taken away at any time, and it can also be given back at any time, right? So like one night it could be not okay, and the next night it could be okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. What I'm saying is I know timelines. Like we're saying something, the next second saying something else. That I'm like texting multiple days after, being like, "That was great. I've had so much fun. Can we do it again?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just like so many things. Like that is like, and it's the extent to where they have taken it. Right. I'm not saying Stefan's actions are completely right. Right. I think what he did, and also since then he has not. I mean, you can ask her too. Like when we're in the house, everything is very huge about consent. Like we're talking to everyone. Like, hey, this might happen. Like even when we play spin the bottle, we do that sometimes. And even then, we're like, okay, is everyone okay? Like even watching us kiss, like is that okay? Like we're extremely like over the top, right? So therefore, like things can happen, right? Stefan might be in the wrong in some situations, and I'm not saying he's a perfect man. No one is, right? And I'm not defending that. I'm saying I think as a woman, seeing the extent of the way that they have treated this man over this situation is just crazy to me. It's insane.
Right. No, and I understand that. Kay, could you maybe tell us a little bit more of like what your experience overall with Stefan has been like in the house, outside of the house? Go ahead, Tech.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I wasn't around when all that. Okay.
You're good. Your internet's just a little bit laggy. So
Okay.
I think you hear us
So
like
basically,
5
my
seconds
experience-
after, right?
Oh.
Yeah. But my experience in the house, it hasn't like I haven't had any problems. I enjoy going to the house because I go for the girls. I go for it to have my girls' time, like swimming, we go shopping, like we're just hanging out, having a good time. I've never like had to watch my back. If anything, like we're helping each other, we share clothes, you know, we do fun stuff. It's a sisterhood. Like I've never had a problem with any other girl. We treat like we're literally sisters. We lay in the bed together, we talk, we watch movies, we cook. Like half the time Stefan's doing his own thing and we're with the girls, you know, we're swimming or we're outside taking pictures. Like it's none of that weird stuff that everybody thinks going on. None of that's happening.
Right.
You know, so like people think that like we're this cult or Stefan is like I don't know if you guys seen the trailer, but he was like that he gets off on girls eating. I've never ate a burger and Stefan has got hard while eating the fucking burger.
Right.
He wouldn't eat if it wasn't
weird
for
to
us.
me. Like it's not like it's just like weird. He didn't even buy the food. We buy our own food.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is something that
Cook our own food. We cook everybody. Like,
yeah. That's something that I also said was that like when I was at the house, you know, I was always
So
expected to buy all my own food, all my own drink, everything, which I don't know if that like helps or hurts the situation. Cause just like in my opinion, if you're having like a house party, right, it seems like a host thing to do to like provide like food and drink. But I don't know if he's just trying to avoid the feeder allegations with that by making sure that everybody provides for themselves or what that's about.
Maybe. I mean, Keemstar hosted Fat Camp and we had to bring our own food and our own drinks. Keem did bring alcohol and shit, but you know,
yeah, but that's a work event.
It wasn't
that's not
really
like
work. We
inviting
had fun. We had fun.
if you invite somebody to your house for a party, are
yeah,
you?
that's like a work event.
Keem.
Speaking of Keem.
No way.
Hi, Keem.
Hi. Sorry I'm late, everyone. I've been busy dealing with things.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the whole live situation.
Yeah.
Well, meet our special guests. We have Audrey. And is it Kay or is it Kylie?
I think it's Kay.
Okay, I thought you had said it was Kylie. Tech.
Okay.
Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
My real name is Kylie, but I like to be known by Kay.
Okay, perfect. Good to know.
That's my real name.
Hello.
I'm just trying to get caught up. So you guys are here to be in defense of Pearadise and Stefan, correct?
Yes.
When you guys... Go ahead.
I was saying in defense of Stefan, but also in defense of like what these women have done and like that I don't think it's more like that too. Like I don't think it's okay at all. Like
could you explain more?
I think Stefan is wrong in certain things. I don't think he's done these things. Like I think Stefan's a great person. He does great things for people. I think he has good morals, but also I think he's like a little socially unaware of certain things sometimes and like whatever. But he would never cross a boundary after a boundary is set ever. And he always makes sure people feel safe and comfortable in his house. And he might have done some things, but nothing like what they're trying to portray him as.
Ladies, you're very confident that these are just like it's a slander campaign?
Yeah.
Really?
I think because I've seen so much proof, it's like you can't not really. It is what it is. Like I've seen. I think that there might have. What do you say? Was she talking?
You go to Pearadise. It doesn't.
By the way, Kay's internet's been like 5 seconds behind on everything, so it's really a tough situation. Kay, it may not be just a great day for us to have you on the show for an interview, but would you be willing to come back another time?
Yeah, Kay, the internet's not working. Nice meeting you.
Bye, girl.
Thank you.
Okay, it really got, ladies and gentlemen, it really sucks. Like, you want to give everyone a voice, but
Yeah.
like the show's just going to be bad, you know, unless we, you know, we say goodbye. We have to say goodbye. Like, the audio's just too bad. It's all messed up. So why do you think these ladies, because there's like 5 main ladies and 10 altogether, allegedly, that said, hey, he made me feel super uncomfortable. Some are saying, okay, I feel like I was SA'd. And 2 are claiming, hey, I was drunk. I didn't give consent. And he straight up R-worded me. Why would they do that? Where's that coming from, in your opinion?
Well, the 3 main girls that I've seen, I've all so much proof of is Savvy and Cece, which is his baby mama, and the other girl, the with the red hair, for her name, Pork Chop, yes.
Okay.
Pork Chop. I get confused between Pork Chop and Piggy, both pig stuff. I get confused. So, I've seen so much footage, so much text messages. Every single one of those girls came into the house wanting to have sex with him, and I do agree. You can want to have sex with someone, you can be in a relationship and get R-worded. I fully agree with that. But what I've seen is the footage from the way after the sexual whatever happened, right? Like when they had it and it was consensual, and afterwards they're cuddling, or afterwards they're hanging out and they're talking about it. Like, I haven't seen all the actual footage of it, but I've seen the after footage of them talking and them like being all lovey-dovey to him and all happy and everything else. Like, I just like, and then texting them asking for more, like saying, hey, last night was great. Can I have more? Like, can I come into your room tonight? And him literally saying no, like him saying no multiple times to these girls sometimes, and then keep asking and keep.
Wait. So wait, you mean to tell me, all right, after the alleged R word, they're still sober, they're still cuddling on him, they want to be with it. He turns them down?
Yes. Well,
So
he turned them down sometimes, but also he.
Again, she has already expressed that she wasn't at the house when all these things happened because she was in a relationship and her boyfriend at the time did not allow her to go to the house. So all these things that she's saying is through other people's experience. She wasn't actually there. She said she saw footage. She said she talked to people, but she wasn't actually at the house. Okay, so let's be clear about that.
Did still do stuff with some. I think some of them, I don't know exactly all of them, which ones, but because in his head everything was fine until it wasn't, because they came into the house wanting one thing. Sav came into the house texting him, wanting to have sex with him, wanting to do all these things. They planned to have like sexual intercourse with a bunch of girls. She had her time there. She had a great time. All he did to her was slap her butt. Okay, Stefan's in the wrong. He slapped her butt. She slapped his butt. She told him, I want to have sex with you. I want to do A, B, C, and D. So Stefan thought that's okay to slap her butt because she's talking to him in a manner where it's like, spread eagles, get me on the couch right now. So butt slap, why can't he slap your butt? And I'm not saying it's okay.
I don't know if you know this, but last night Stefan was in VC showing the after messages from Cece, like after the R word incident, and
they're insane.
Yeah,
they're
tell us about
insane.
it.
I have the screenshots and I have all of them. I can go through them. Like,
Okay, real quick. I got to cut a quick promo. Guys, I know there's a lot of people that aren't members that would love to talk in the chat. We're going to allow the Grays to talk. All right. We hope all of you become members if you enjoyed the show, if you like Lolcow Bus. But we're going to let the Grays talk. If it gets out of control with the doxing, because it's been an ongoing problem, we're going to have to shut it down, just so you know. But I know there's a lot of new people over here at Lolcow Bus who have never seen the show that are really interested in this story. So we want to give you a chance to speak in the chat. And we do appreciate that you're all here. I will say this. You know, I've heard from Stefan, I've heard from Piggy, and now I'm hearing from, you know, a third party defending Stefan. We're going to hear third parties speaking negatively against Pearadise and Stefan. The audience is like a ping pong here. I'm like I don't know what to believe. It's all over the place. Now Fupa's telling me to support you. She's seen some of the aftermath of a girl who's claiming she was R-worded, correct?
I haven't even gotten into all of it. Like, you guys would be this is why I came up here, is because I have to, like, as a woman who is very, like, I've been sexually assaulted. I've been things have happened to me. I would never. Of course.
We got a donation coming in.
At Carlin Cross 2814 super chatted $19.99. Girl, continue to read your script. Keep other people's stories out of your mouth unless you have proof we're talking about great, so you saw the video or not, otherwise you didn't see all the evidence. Show proof.
Like I've said, I've seen proof, and I'm reading my screenshots that I have. I'm not reading text message, whatever. I have screenshots because I'm trying to remember what I'm saying, because I also don't want to say anything that's not true. Because I'm
going to defend you, because you literally just told me when I was sitting right here, look, I didn't see a video of the incident, right? But I
Yeah.
seen the aftermath of it. So, you know, I get the point that the person's trying to say. It's like, hey, you can't know 100% because you didn't see the incident. But I think she was transparent that she didn't see the incident. Okay.
Yeah, but also the incident is out there. Like if you guys want, and I think that's why it hasn't gone further because they know.
No,
Like
the
they,
incident is
well,
not out
no, I'm not saying out there. I'm saying the incident is out. Like there's proof, right? Like he has camera. He why would he save it? He saved it months after because luckily his camera footage has like a time period where you can save it, and he saved it long, like luckily in time where that he was able to do that. And even shows the date with when he saved it. And so if anything ever happens and these girls did take it, then he has proof, and that's why they don't do anything. They just talk on the internet.
This was a question that I actually asked him last night because he said that he does have a video of the incident with Cece. And I was like, well,
Oh, Cece.
if Cece is out here smearing your name, supposedly, then why haven't you gone after her? If you have irrefutable evidence against her to prove that you're correct, why are you allowing her to slander you?
Because didn't he try to sue, but then I got thrown out?
Yes, but because he didn't have proof. He didn't have the proof to say he didn't do this thing. But if he has the proof now, yes, this one he does. And I asked him too. I said, well, are you not doing it because you have children with this woman? And he said, no, that's not why he's not doing it.
Well, he wouldn't he went to court and it was awful for him. Like I was there the whole time. It was awful. Why would he want to go to court over something that he knows that if they're the victim, right? If they want to go to court. But he's not why would he do that? Why would he spend money? He's the one with stuff to lose. These women have nothing to lose because they come into his house wanting something, right? They don't get what they want. They attack what they wanted. They want his money, the status, whatever it is, the fun pool, whatever they're using him for. That's what their motive was.
Okay,
And every girl had one.
I got a tough question for you.
Go
Here's
ahead.
where I was on Piggy's side, right? Piggy says, hey, Pearadise and the parties are being advertised as body positivity, family friendly. Next thing you know, it's a big BBW orgy.
See, that's what it is. Okay, go on.
We have CC in the chat.
Do we?
Girl, come in.
CC in the chat.
Yeah, well, she better show her messages and all her stuff because that's crazy. If she can step on here and talk to me, if she wants to come up and she can defend her the proof, do it, girl. Do it. Like come up here and try to do it.
So while we're having the conversation, Tech will try to get in contact with her. We're just going to need to have some sort of communication. So if you could share a Twitter or an Instagram or something where we can get DMs going, we just need to get your Discord.
Yeah.
And if we get your Discord, then we can bring you onto the show and have you defend yourself. No problem.
Is CC Cowboy Casserole, by the way? Just confirm. Or is it someone else?
Let me make sure really quick.
Yeah, you saw
it's CMM.
Okay, thank you.
FF. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to say Piggy's argument. This is a family friendly positivity. They go to the party and you big girls are getting freaky.
Well, not all. Okay, so yeah. So why can't a house be multiple things, right? There's been times that there was a girl living there when I was there where there was a child staying there, right? When there was a child there, we didn't even wear shorts in the house because we felt so uncomfortable. Like they're in the house. Sometimes girls are wearing their underwear and they're cooking in there because we feel free and like able to do that. When there's times that it cannot be that way, everyone is respectful of that. Even not when he goes to bed, it wasn't like that even then. Like we were uncomfortable with the whole thing, right? So when we're the party things, like I feel like if it is, maybe it should be, that's another thing. Like Stefan maybe is in the wrong in this part where he maybe should promote that on a flyer, right? But what he is doing, what?
Are there two different types of parties happening? Is there
sometimes the ones that are on like the flyers that are inviting like TikTok people, those ones most of the time, like sometimes like, nothing happens. But if something does happen, every single person is told in the room, hey, at 2 a.m, if you want to come in the pool, like if you don't want anything to happen, you need to leave now. Everyone is told. Everyone. Okay. We go around, we talk, even when we like play little like sexy games, like where we'll like do dares, like, oh, give him a lap dance or spin the bottle. We even warn people about that because we don't want people to be uncomfortable. Like we're going to be like, hey, is everyone okay? We're going to play spin the bottle. Is that okay? Like he's overly.
Is everybody trying to fuck Stefan?
No, but that's what I'm saying. These girls come over to the house trying to, and of course he's a man. Like I don't fault Stefan for wanting to get freaky sometimes. Like who cares? Like you know what I mean? Like
what? You told me in private that Stefan was handsome. Why'd you make that face?
Who?
You.
When did I fuck Keem? Don't.
I thought I remember saying that.
Fucking narratives. Don't even.
I thought I heard that too.
She said she thought about putting the weight back on just so she could go over there.
You too, Foxy.
I'm done.
You guys are fucking liars.
Cece?
Obvious joke. It was an obvious joke.
By the way, we have another person, Vegas Sinatra, in the chat who said there was no heads up when I was in the hot tub. He would just come out and get naked. Is that true?
I was also going to say some of these girls that have went there from TikTok said they went there to hang out, have a good time, and that they felt kind of like bamboozled when the naughty stuff.
See, that's where I can understand. I can understand where they're like, what the heck is some people, it's crazy for some people, right? So that's where the communication thing, right? Where they maybe should be told before. But what I'm saying is, before anything happens, everyone is told. So therefore, it's their responsibility to either leave or to go in a different route, whatever. But everyone is told. So therefore, like, I think it's wrong. Like, maybe he should put on the flyer, like, tell people beforehand and before coming into the house. Because sometimes it doesn't happen. Like, sometimes there's like stuff is happening and people are liking each other, and then it happens because of that, right? Like, so we tell everyone, hey, this is gonna happen. We've never done anything where it's not been told, ever.
I just want to say, please do not reach out to me in DMs. I get a million.
Again, like, she wasn't there every single day, so she should always end that argument by saying, of course there were days where I wasn't there, maybe everyone wasn't warned properly, right? Because that can happen. People can make mistakes, and maybe they assumed everybody knew what was going to happen, that people were going to get naked, and maybe there was 1 or 2 people there that were like, whoa, I didn't sign up for this, you know? Because that can happen.
DMs,
especially with, I don't know how many people are being invited to parties like this, but I mean, I can see that happening very easily.
Every single day on every single platform. I'll never be able to find who's looking for me. But if you are someone that definitely has something to say because you are directly involved, if you are directly involved in the Pearadise story, simply just, get into our Discord. Cash Cow or Hire will give you access into our Discord. If we recognize you as someone that we want on the show, you won't have to do all that. You won't have to be a Cash Cow member or anything. We'll just try to get you on like we are here.
Apparently Pork Chop is also in the chat.
Pork Chop?
Yeah.
If Pork Chop is here, Cece's here, we're down to talk to all of them.
Yes, I would
also
love to hear from Pork Chop.
Can I say also, Stefan did just message because he was telling me that he has a girl there who also was there during the time. Like, she was living in the house, and so she saw everything as well. So if you want to talk to her, because she saw everything with Savvy and Cece as well.
Yeah, that's K-Bug, by the way. I can get her on the show right now if we need to.
She saw like with her eyes.
Oh, she sees her eyes for this one.
K-Bug came out against him.
She had some issues with him, with certain personal things, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. Stefan has done things like every human has, right? Like, where like people butt heads and stuff like that. What I'm defending is what
was it that she?
You would have to ask her herself. I just know it wasn't anything like that, but I don't know exactly what it was. But they're on good terms now, so.
So do you think like these women, like all these instances were just big misunderstandings, or do you actually think that all of these women have like an agenda, or like they're pissed and they're wanting revenge?
I think Cece has a huge agenda. She made that agenda. She printed that agenda. Her agenda is crazy. The proof on her is crazy. I think Savvy was insane but valid in the way that, like, she felt uncomfortable with what he did. She was valid in that. The way she approached it, how she was still wanting to come over afterwards, said that she had a sex dream. Why are you having a sex dream? And then saying it in the chat, being like, "Ooh, I had a sexy dream about him that where we all fucked." Girl, if you're uncomfortable, you're not saying that. That's just my opinion. That's just a fact in my head. You don't do that. Therefore, I think she's in the wrong. She told Piggy Piggy went on this huge rampage, right? Why is no one looking at Piggy like, why did you make 500 videos about a guy who slapped someone's ass? Like, why is no one like looking at her like she's psycho? Because she is. Like, she literally is crazy. So, but Savvy, I like respect the fact that she felt uncomfortable. I won't take that away from her. It's the response. Like, the response is totally crazy. Cece for sure has a reason, and then also the Pork Chop. She felt the entire time that Stefan wasn't into her because he kept not saying, like, he didn't want to have sex with her. If anything, she pushed it onto him. She kept asking and asking and asking. So then she finally said yes, and then he says yes, and now he raped you. It's like, oh, it hurts my head, to be honest. Like, these women. And I just want to be good with everyone. Like, I don't like, that's what I'm saying, but I will not sit here and see what I've seen. And I will never be okay with myself as a person to sit silently, to be honest, because I've seen what I've seen. I've read what I've read. I've heard what I've heard. It's too much to not be true. You know what I mean? Like, what have they given you? Their word. That's all. We have proof. We have documents. We have multiple people. And unfortunately, 2 of the biggest people who were his biggest fans and supporters and knew everything, they passed away, unfortunately. And of course, they come in the woodworks when that happened. Like, again, it's just sick. It's sick.
And you're referring to Cass and Shay, right? The 2 girls that had passed away.
And I'll say something very short about those 2 girls. The people blame him for his death. Every single person in this house was fat when they came in. Stefan likes big women. He has never forced anyone to get bigger. Maybe he's had a sexual relationship with a person, right, where she likes to eat and he's not telling her no, right? I don't think that's wrong, right? Like, whatever 2 consenting adults want to do, that's fine. What would be wrong is if he's bringing all these people and buying all this food and feeding us, making us fat, trying to either, there's death feeders, right, who want to kill people. That would be wrong. Or if he's trying to, he doesn't do any of that. If anything, he wouldn't eat if we were not in the house. We feed him. He never eats unless we're buying it or feeding him. We're the ones who cook. So this whole thing, and he's the one who talked to Cass. He stopped having sex with Cass because he was so worried about her health. He stopped having sex with her because he was like, I can't do this anymore because like she isn't changing. She's not trying to get better. He was talking. We all were talking to her, begging her to go get help because even though we have a issue, right? It's like an alcoholic or a drug addict. You can't judge someone and pretend that it's this guy's fault when we have our own issues and it's not his fault. He dated Cass. He loved Cass to death. She loved him to death. And same thing with Shay. Shay had her own health issues and she was trying to lose weight and he was on her side. They would have hour-long talk conversations about how she was scared about her health and how he was scared for her and that they can do it together and he'll help her however he can.
Yeah.
It's like he's the opposite of this guy that these
Now,
people are trying to take him as.
I wanted to ask specifically to Foxy, because you said you know about K-Bug
Athletics.
previously going against Stefan, right?
Yes.
So K-Bug is currently at Pearadise, it seems, and wants to hop in from Stefan's phone.
Yeah.
I told Stefan today's not the day for you to be here, but if she can use your device, she can hop in and have a conversation with us. So you're cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
I think some of the like allegations of like the feederism and things like that stem from posts like this, and I put it in the side chat, Foxy or Tech, if you want to bring it up. But I believe that some of this is the girl that is currently staying with him. She posted a photo of like a progression from years ago to now, where she's clearly been gaining weight while being with Stefan.
So
Right.
why is that his problem, right? She was 600 something pounds before she met him. Yes, I don't think I'm fat, right? I don't think it's okay that there's people like, I don't love the whole gainer thing, but I also am not judgmental. Whatever you're into, like if that's what she wants to do it, girl. Like you can't be like telling every single person and like people hate fat people for what reason? We don't affect anyone. You're telling me I'm gonna die before 30. Is that your problem? It's not. Like fat people want you guys to leave us alone, to be honest. Like we're not like promoting that this life is healthy. We're not promoting that people should be fat. We are fat and we're living a normal life. And because people see us living a life that they're living, which they're valid in that, right? Because they're skinny. But when we're doing those things and we're living our life however we want, we're weird. We're this, we're that. And because he's a guy and because he's older and because he owns a house and he has money, he's looked at this way. It is not that way.
I understand. Hi, K-Bug.
Hi.
Wow.
K-Bug.
I'm honestly shocked right now because the last I had heard of you that it was like when you were coming out against Stefan. Could you maybe
That was K-Bear. That was not me.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was K-Bear.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, how you met Stefan, how you know Stefan, what your experience has been like, if there was ever any drama?
So I met him through TikTok.
Yeah.
We first came out here for my 31st birthday in 2021. Supposed to come out in 2020, but then COVID and all that jazz. So we came out. It was supposed to just be Stefan, me, Cass, Allie, and Savvy. It was supposed to be just us.
Guys, we do have about 6 minutes left of this stream. If we do end up getting a contribution, then we can do another one tomorrow. Any super chat, membership, Ko-Fi donation, Ko-Fi subscription, everything helps towards the countdown, and that'll guarantee another stream for us tomorrow. Otherwise, we will keep it here, and then I'll stream when I stream. Does that make sense? I'll keep the donathon going on the gaming side, but I'll put an end to it on the commentary side, if it just so happens that in the next 5 minutes we don't get another contribution.
Porky decided to say...
Doesn't mean I won't be live at some point. Of course I'll be back. It would just won't be continuing for the everyday donathon that we're doing.
From a trip that other people had been at, Porky decided to just include herself in my birthday trip. So we were here in April of 2021. Beforehand, we'd been in Discord together, daily, in showers, naked around each other.
Captain.
Sexually wanting to talk about hooking up with certain people in the group, this, that, and the other. I actually told Stefan I wanted to have sex with him. He said no, and I said, okay, that's fine. Like, we've never had sex.
Sorry, we got one moment. We got a donation come in.
At Shane Liberty 515 super chatted $20. Keem, 60 minutes is next for you. Wildly impressed with your interviewing style this week. Fair questions and follow-up. Great listener. I underestimated you, really impressed. Great job, Foxy, Fupa, and Tech.
Thanks,
Y'all didn't know I had this skill? What? I'm literally known for
Oh my god. Of course he gets a compliment, right? And he's like, yo, you didn't realize I could do this before? Holy crap, dude. Oh my god. It's all about him all of a sudden.
this. What?
You didn't know I had interview skills? Well, there you go. Take that. Take my interview skills.
I never heard of you before I came to the LCU.
Okay. I'm so sorry that I am late and had to go do a meeting. Hi, I'm Keem.
Hi, I'm K-Bug.
K-Bug. Now, I can only assume from your background, unless it's a green screen, you're coming here to defend Stefan.
Yeah. I was here when the SA allegations happened. It was during my birthday party week. We had all been very touchy with each other, touchy-feely with each other, naked, cuddle puddles in the beds, all of us, including Stefan.
Are these girls just hurt that they didn't get Stefan? And you're saying they're
I
making
will say that to the ends of the earth, this shit, Porky literally sat there and bragged about having sex with Stefan to me. After she found out that Stefan didn't want to have sex with me, we were all sitting outside. And I asked him, I'm like, for my birthday, will you have sex with me? He said, sorry, I'm not into you that way. I said, okay, cool. That's fine. Then Porky started bragging about it. Well, he had sex with me last week. Literally bragging to me about it, shoving it in my face that he wasn't going to have sex with me. And like,
hey,
like
Ninja, welcome in.
The parties,
good to have you.
It's a house, multi-uses, multiple things can happen and be true at the same time.
What am I supposed to do? What is Tech supposed to do? Fupa or Foxy's a little different because she was there, right? What is Fupa in this audience supposed to do? We're being torn this way and that way.
I was there. That's the thing. I was literally there when all this stuff happened. Porky's bragging about having sex with Stefan, and she won't leave. She wasn't even invited there for my birthday trip. She invited herself. Savvy had issues with her boyfriend.
It is so important that we actually see the perspective of these victims, right? So Cece, Porky, like the way that they're making them seem, these two women on the screen, they're making them seem like there are some mental health crazies that are coming up with all these allegations because they're salty that Stefan didn't have more sex with them or whatever, right? That's how they're painting them. So it's so important for us to actually see these women and their accounts of what happened.
And at the time, and everything changed when she got off of like a 3-hour phone call from him, and Stefan spanked her on the ass after we'd all been spanking each other. We'd all been spanking each other. Like, this was an open consent. We were all spanking, loving on each other, everything. And she said, she was pissed off. She said, hey, don't do that. And he said, I'm sorry. Never touched her again. Allie, the other one who was supposedly sexually assaulted, she was laying on me, fondling my boobs, and he rubbed her stomach after we had gone and eaten 20 pounds of sushi.
Ladies,
that was the other sexual assault that happened.
Do you mind if we attempt to get Piggy up here?
Piggy, the person who's never met Stefan, who I had to block and ban from our Discord because she kept asking people for money, and then all of a sudden Stefan was a bad person.
You're saying a lot right now. Piggy was begging for money? Yeah, this is where they lose me, man. This is where they lose me.
Wait, or confirm, Keem, are you talking about Piggy or Pork Chop?
No, I kind of want Piggy up here. Well, I don't know.
Pork Chop should get up here.
Yeah, the Pork Chop who says that she was raped when she was sitting there fucking bragging to me about it.
Yeah, there's two ones. Piggy's the one with the lawsuit. Pork Chop's the one claiming that she was.
Can we get Pork Chop up here?
Pork Chop in the.
I would love to see Porky.
I can try.
Can we get any of the girls that are saying they've been essayed or graped?
Please, because of the screenshots and the text messages and the facts, please do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Keem. Like, I was completely on the girls' side. Like, all of the girls, like, I believed them. And then last night, when I saw all the screenshots from Cece, it really had me like questioning.
Yeah. Cece is the craziest woman. Can I say something else? Can I say something about Cece?
We are at the 20-second mark, guys. If we don't get a contribution, then we end the stream right now.
She said, I think she also said she
does not mean that we're not going to get back to this topic, because this is a topic that interests me a lot, but we will be saying goodbye for the donuts on in 12 seconds.
On birth control. Did she say that? She said just in case. Then she was taking medicine to get pregnant. That's why she had twins, so she could have a kid with Stefan. And she has put that over his head this entire time.
Yo, we actually got to the 0 mark. We're gonna be calling it here. Yo, Happy New Year's. We're gonna be calling it here. We will get back to this topic as soon as we have another stream on it. I think we're also going down the DSP rabbit hole pretty soon, guys. We did unlock that milestone not too long ago, so we will be discussing DSP. We're also going to be talking about Pearadise a lot before the 10th of June when the docuseries come out. We likely will be talking about it after the docuseries comes out, because this is actually something that is something I can comment on. And I'm definitely going to be talking about this for a long time coming, especially because we have so many allegations, so much evidence on both sides that they have presented. There's a whole website with evidence. There's a whole document for the defamation suit. So there's a lot of things that we can go through to try to understand where the truth is, right? So we're definitely going to be discussing this more often. Thank you guys again so much for the support today. We did end up getting closer to the 2-hour mark than originally we were going to. And I appreciate you all so much for all the contributions so far. We did hit so many of the milestones. I'm going to keep going on the gaming channel, so you'll see me live every day over there. So iVixey Plays, sorry, is the link to my gaming channel. I'm also on Twitch at the same time. So definitely follow me over there. I will be live every day until that countdown also reaches 0. We have at least another stream guaranteed for today. I don't think we have another one for tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see how far we can get. Yeah, go rest and have 20 pounds of sushi, right? I probably couldn't do 20 pounds, but I would definitely go for some sushi. Thank you guys again so much. I'll see you soon. We're going to continue to go over the interviews that went on Lolcow Bus. I'm giving them all the credit for this. They're doing a good job, or they did a good job this last week with all these interviews and bringing up people who are very important to the case. So we're going to keep going as soon as we come back, which I don't know when it's going to be. Probably Saturday at the very least. So expect me for sure on Saturday. And until then, you'll see me on the gaming channel. All right, guys, let's see who we can go redirect to, shall we? Let's see who's on. Let's see. We have Scooter. Let's go say hi to Scooter. Have a good rest of your night, guys. See you all later. If you want the links to everything, we have a Discord, we have a gaming channel, we have all the things in the description, and then also on my profile, on my Twitter, everywhere you can find all the links to hang out with me and the community and the live streams. Have a good night, guys. Bye.